trans students on this campus who actively feel victimized by your presence here today. Additionally, you just pointed out that this man detransitioned, but earlier in your speech...
Guys, I want to hear her. Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the question?
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this. Next question.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about this pretty awesome video of a pregnant Candace Owens absolutely obliterating and destroying college students one by one. And this video right here is a prime example of what I mean when I say that we have the softest society in history. Like, this is actually an issue, right? This is a problem. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in our society is that people are so damn soft, okay? We're the softest we've ever been in history. And there's a very specific reason why we become so soft. And I want to talk about it. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and play this clip here of a pregnant Candace Owens, okay? Over 8 months pregnant, okay? Baby about to pop out. She is going to go back and forth with some of these woke college students. Some of them are like non-binary or whatever, and they're asking about trans people being victimized, right? And this is at Albany University. So I want you guys to go ahead and watch this clip. It's pretty hilarious. Take a look.
Hello.
Hi. What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who actively feel victimized by your presence here today? Additionally, you just pointed out that this man detransitioned, but earlier in your speech...
Guys, I want to hear her. Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the question?
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this. Next question. My goodness. Seriously, somebody just give out free hugs or something somebody give out free hugs. I can't be your mommy, okay? I'm too pregnant. I can't be your mommy. Next up.
As a non-binary person, what do you have to tell me about my identity? Because I know for a fact I'm not confused.
Okay, next question. Great statement. That's a statement. That's a statement. Okay, you know your identity. You're not confused. Congratulations, sweetheart. Thank you very much for your statement.
According to Britannica, the definition of the nuclear family has expanded with the advert of same-sex marriage. Children in nuclear families may be couples' biological or adopted offspring. Does this mean that the merch you sell supporting, nuclear families means that you support trans couples adopting, gay couples adopting, and spreading this rhetoric that you talk about?
So you're talking about the expansion of definition. So right now they've expanded the definition of woman to include biological males. This gets back into what I was saying earlier about the left controlling linguistics and just pretending that, okay, a nuclear family can now be two trans parents that are adopting a child. That is not the nuclear family unit that I am talking about. I believe that I am talking about marriage between a male and a female, which naturally and biologically produces children. So no, I do not take that new updated definition of what it means to be a woman or what it means to be a nuclear family. Thank you for your question, though.
Hello, my question is a little bit of a different speed. Earlier today you mentioned Patricia Cullors or somebody from the BLM movement, and you said that her only qualifying factors for speaking about different things and issues was because she was black. And during the White House hearing about white supremacy, you was on that, and a question was asked whether white supremacy is a threat or not, and your only qualification to speaking on that was being black. So what do you say to people that say you're being a hypocrite?
Yeah, so I didn't say on this stage that Patricia's only qualification was being black. I said that people gave her tens of millions of dollars, had no idea where it was going to go, and were happy to do it because she was pirating. She just kept saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. It was stupid. They lost their money. Bad investment. Oh well, too bad, so sad. Regarding qualifications to speak on what's harming Black America, you just have to be able to examine actual statistics, right? Are you telling me, would you honestly say that when you walked into this room today, you were afraid that white supremacy was going to kill you? I asked this to Black people to be honest. Are you afraid that a Klansman is going to come down the street on horseback and pick you up? Be honest.
I'm personally not afraid.
Okay, so that's it. So when I was speaking at the congressional testimony, I was saying my experience being black in America, I don't know any black people that are fearful to walk down the street because they think a Klansman's going to come get them, right? But I can list you tons of black people that grow up in poverty, that grow up in the hood, that grow up around gang culture, that are fearful. When you examine black on black crime rates, when I was just talking about illiteracy rates, I said that I could list 100 things the black community is suffering from today before I got to white supremacy, and yet the focus and the emphasis in the school system has been to brainwash us to believe that white people want to kill us around every single corner, and I think that that's a harmful ideology because it doesn't allow us to actually focus on the things that we're suffering from. You know, number one, I would say is father absence. We need to get our families back together. We have to stop letting the government raise us.
I do believe, I agree with some of the things you just said, but at the end of your point, you just mentioned a father absence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And studies are actually shows that black men who are actually in their home participate with their children more than any other race.
Yeah.
So
great.
So what you just said is a fallacy then?
No. I'm talking about when there's not a black father in the home, right? So every natural ill follows in the black community. So when you separate the black family, if you look at statistics between black families that are together and white families that are together, the poverty rate, I mean, they're both doing well. It's a 2-point difference between white and black families. When you remove and you break down the black family, it's unbelievable, right? It's a pathway to prison. It's a pathway to illiteracy. So I'm only talking about broken down black families. I'm not saying when the black family unit is together. That brings us back to the Winslows, Family Matters, and the greatest show that was ever on television. I do want to get to more people. Thank you so much for your question.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay, what we had there were woke activists on the gender and racial end of the spectrum, just getting destroyed one by one by Candace Owens. Now, again, the longer video shows more of these activists getting destroyed. And I got to tell you guys, my reaction to seeing some of these college students and the questions that they're asking and the framing of the questions, how they frame the questions, is so sad, man. It really is. It's pathetic. Okay, these college students really do believe that they're victims. Okay, they believe that they're victims. They believe that they're oppressed, right? And it just blows my mind because objectively speaking, compared to the rest of human history, these people that claim they're so victimized, they're so oppressed, they're so hurt, traumatized, their lives are so much better than the average human that has ever lived on this planet. It's not even close. And this is only possible, guys. You only have a generation this fragile and this soft from the fact that we have a modern society in which they have it so good that they can't even fathom what real oppression and victimhood actually looks like, what it feels like to actually have to get up every single morning and try to figure out how you're going to survive, which is what most humans had to do for most of history. Like, for example, if you live back during the 16, 17, 1800s, hey, as a young male, okay, 13, 14, 15, 16 years, you were a man. You had the responsibilities of a man. Okay, you had to be able to hunt your own food. You had to be able to grow your own food. You had to be able to provide. You had to be able to build things. You had to be able to defend yourself. Okay, depending on where you lived at, you may have to worry about somebody from another tribe killing you. Okay, again, these were real threats. These were real things that people had to go through just to survive before modern society. But because modern society has granted us our own police force, you don't have to hunt your own food, you don't have to build your own house, okay? You get air conditioning, okay? Mommy and daddy takes care of you for the most part, give you money. It's like the younger, they become so soft, right? They don't understand at all what real oppression or what real adversity looks like. Okay, for them, adversity for them is somebody accidentally misgendering them randomly in public. Boo-hoo, you misgendered me. I gotta break down in tears and cry because you didn't affirm my identity. Right? Acts of white supremacy, okay, referring to the black dude there, right, who believes that, you know, black people need to be worrying about the white supremacists every day. Again, you're living in 2023, bro. Okay, there's nobody out here lynching, okay, killing black people just because they're black. Again, has no clue what it would actually be like to be a black person living in the post-Reconstruction era of the United States, where it was much tougher to be black in this country, and where that was actually a real thing that black people had to worry about. He has no clue. Okay, his version of white supremacy and oppression is probably the white man not saying hey to him right in the morning or something like that, okay? Or some type of microaggression from a white person, or white person criticizes him. That is his version of white supremacy, okay? Again, I talk about it all the time in my videos, how a lot of black people that adhere to this woke ideology, again, they believe any microaggression from a white person is a form of racism. See, this is what I gotta go through as a black person. The white man didn't say hey to me when he was getting up, going to work in the morning, right? Oh, the white man criticized me in some way, right? The white man held me to a standard. Again, that's their form of oppression, right? In white supremacy. Again, you hear it in the questions. I mean, this girl literally asked her about, how do you feel about the fact that your presence makes me as an LGBTQ person feel bad, right? Because Candace Owens has opinions that this person disagrees with, so therefore she's saying that I'm victimized because of your presence. Your presence. Again, this is the softest generation ever. We cannot have a generation this soft and think that as a society we're going to survive long term. Because again, back in the day, people that were this soft, let's just say they didn't have it great, right? They didn't have it well, okay? You had to be a lot tougher just to survive, okay? The tough survived. The fragile, again, had a much harder time getting by. But again, because we live in a modern society where it's okay to be this fragile, this is what you get. Again, you don't see these type of conversations. You don't see this type of stuff in countries where life is not nearly as good as it is in the United States. I'm telling you, you don't. The only places you see it is in the West, Canada, United States, Europe. The fact that these college students can even, again, come up with these type of questions and to feel the way they feel, again, just tells you how good they have it, how blessed they really are to be Americans and born during the time in which they were born. The fact that you can be this soft, because again, back in the day, people that were this soft, again, they had a hard time, right? They had a really hard time, okay? It's crazy, man. It really is. And for Candace Owens to sit up there, pregnant, and to have to deal with this nonsense, right? I salute her, man. I really do. I salute Candace Owens. I could just tell from the way she was answering the questions that she was like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. You guys are adults. You're full-grown adults boo-hoo, whining, and crying because somebody doesn't want to go along with what you believe in. You're claiming that you're hurt, that you're traumatized because of somebody's presence that you disagree with politically. Again, we used to have a society where 18, 19-year-olds were sent off to go to war. You were sent off to die in a war. And you were shamed if you didn't do it, right? You were shamed. You were shamed if you refused to do it. We went from that to this, where we're coddling students, grown people, and giving them safe spaces from words, right? From people that disagree with them. I'm just saying, like, this is a problem. This is a big issue. The fact that we're not talking about this issue enough, the fragility of our young people, again, that to me is a problem. It really is. Because we cannot have a functioning society where we have people that are this soft, this fragile, where they can break down in tears and just be broken just from words. It doesn't make sense. The people that built this country to become the modern society that it is today, that these people enjoy, okay, that they, pretend like they're so victimized and oppressed by, these people were a lot tougher. And they had to go through a lot more adversity, and they had much harder lives than these individuals. And for these individuals to sit here and pretend like their lives are so hard over words, it's really a shame. Okay, and in my opinion, I think that it's low-key disrespectful to all the people that died, that actually, again, went through real adversity, that actually really had tough lives, that unfortunately lost their lives at, an early age because, again, life was tough. I think it's disrespectful to the people that actually built this country, okay, that fought and died for this country, for the young people who are benefiting, who are reaping the benefits of these people losing their lives, of the sacrifice they made, to sit here and pretend that they're oppressed and they're victimized and that things are so tough for them over something as simple as words or political disagreements. It really is a damn shame. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.